What's going on, everyone? It's Thursday. Thursday. January 22nd, episode 123, Zach. Write that one down. But it's okay. Well, welcome on to the Ryan Ripken Show. We got a lot to kind of digest, talk about. It's been really football-centric over the last week because what's been happening? Well, a lot of movement. John Harbaugh went to the Giants as the head coach. The Ravens apparently might be close to a new head coach. We'll talk about that in the second hour of the show. First hour, though, it's baseball because things got hot. You saw some moves yesterday, last 2 days, and it's been very Mets-driven. Luis Robert, White Sox to the Mets. Then Freddy Peralta, the guy that everyone wanted in the trade package. Well, he's also going to the Mets. But does that mean that a certain top front-line pitcher could make his way to Baltimore? I don't have the answer. Maybe we will. Bob Nightingale thinks that he has the answer. We'll hold off on that because, I'll stop there. But we also do, to start off the show, what we do know is we have an Orioles guest that's going to join us here in just a couple moments. But that's it. First half will be baseball. Second half will be football, teams, sports. Brad, how we doing? You all right?
I'm trying to be. Not sure what's going on here.
Eat something?
We
don't have to get graphic.
I don't think I ate something, but it's just flowing today. Let's put it that way.
Okay, we'll keep a good 8-foot distance. Bolly, welcome to episode 123.
It's not episode 123.
I don't know where did that even come from?
I don't know, but randomly last week he just starts at 114.
I know. I'm like, what are we doing?
I'm like, we're like on year 3 now.
So you guys haven't looked at Spotify and Apple where it clearly states episode 123.
We're selling ourselves shorts on Spotify and Apple.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's like 2,000 videos on this channel.
Thank you.
And we have
over 560 live streams.
Right.
We're on episode 120.
I was gonna say, yeah, like where did you start number 1?
See, you know what? That's good marketing right there. I want you guys to go out and sell. We've done 500 streams. We've done 2,000 videos. Where is that shit?
I know we've done 560 streams, but we're on episode 120.
Episode 123. Okay.
So, now we care about the correct answer.
Now, if you didn't notice, it's called the Ryan Ripken Show. I am Ryan Ripken. So,
God.
Hey, we'll make it whatever the hell I want to make it. But, hey, all right. Well, we got to get to our guest here. He's been waiting patiently. And holy hell, Grizzly Adams does have a beard. Westy, you good to rock?
Yeah, I'm ready. Thanks for having me, Ryan.
Dude, holy beard, man.
It's cold, man. It's the off season.
Is that
keep the face warm?
Dude, you got to keep that thing.
Yeah. So I had it a lot of last year, and I got the okay this off season for my wife to kind of keep it. And I let it get wild for like the first couple months of the off season, and I trimmed it back. So we're right here now. We'll see if it gets trimmed even further back when I get to Florida. But I like it. My wife says it's fine, so I got the okay.
Yeah, I mean that's number one. And last time we established, Westy, right? The thing was all Jordan Westberg does is produce. All Jordan Westberg does is compromise,
baby. Yep.
There it is. You know what? I'd be really curious if you got an axe and put on some flannel. You would be one hell of a lumberjack. That's what would sell right there. That'd be a hell of a photo. I can't grow that facial hair. I can't pull that off. But you know better than me, man. You got to approve it by the wife. I officially joined the married club a few months ago.
Congratulations, dude.
Thanks, man. Any advice? Any marriage advice, Westy?
Compromise. Be open to compromise.
Oh, God. You're a good kid, man. Well, hey, look, I know everything was kind of supposed to go down with the Birdland Caravan today, which I didn't realize until last night that there's just this storm rolling through.
You didn't know till last night?
No, not until you guys brought it up. I had no idea.
That's crazy.
Sorry, I'm just focused on my work, Westy. You know what I mean? I'm focused.
I mean, that might be because y'all are used to a few more storms. It's been big news down where I'm living in the South for like a week now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just trying to make an excuse for you there, Ryan, but
Thank you. See, this is
Don't
why.
give him an out.
No, hey,
Don't give him
you know what? hey, the guys got to take that's the locker room camaraderie. That's something we talk about Rocco not understanding.
yeah.
That's it. But because of that, Westy, right? The Birdland Caravan on Saturday. For those that were wondering, there was a news release that got put out. So I hope I'm not the one breaking the news. It just blamed the storm. So no Saturday event. Westy, no arcade event for you then, unfortunately, I think. But you are still staying busy. You're busy tomorrow early on. Is that right?
correct. Yeah. Got the casino night tonight, or corporate casino, something like that tonight. And then all tomorrow morning and early afternoon, we'll be busy. I think we're hitting a few schools, maybe a hospital or a charity organization. But yeah, early flight tomorrow. Try and get home before we're supposed to get hit the Memphis area Saturday or late Friday night. So hopefully it can beat that and get home. But we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed. I can't control the weather,
No, you can. And at the end of the day, got to be safe, right? And there's still some events, but I want to clarify because it's also my job to clarify here. Tomorrow, and these are all events that are sold out or you can't go out and get tickets. So apologize to everyone for it. But the volunteer with the O's, it's going to be packing backpacks, which actually all those proceeds of those tickets are going to the program. Then on top of it, the Orioles are matching those proceeds. The Arcade Happy Hour, Westy, which you were supposed to be a part of at Game On Baltimore, that is sold out. And I think in your place, if I was not mistaken, let me check my notes here. I think for that, it's Adley and Tyler Wells. Yikes.
Damn it.
Just kidding. We love Wells. Sometimes.
No, those are two good dudes. Two good dudes. I'm definitely bummed that I can't make that. That's one of my favorite events of the caravan is the happy hours and the bartending. So bummed I can't make that.
Wells
Sure.
is okay as long as you can get a word in.
Yeah, well, that guy.
I don't know.
You know
which
what?
is few and far between.
I'm going to call him right after this. Hey, buddy, you up here? And he goes, "Oh, my bad, Rip. My bad. I should have sent you a text." He's a good kid. I heard he's been working his ass off this offseason just through the grapevine. Tyler Wells, man, I'm excited. But then there's the happy hour he talked about is over at the Guinness Brewery. And that is also Friday, but those are sold out because a lot of people love you. People love the team, Westy. You've had a lot to digest for this year. You got a chance to talk with Albie. I know last year wasn't very fun. Being injured sucks. Losing sucks. I mean, both of them are brutal. But I got a chance to talk with Albie down at the winter meetings. There's an energy to him that I think is really going to match well with you and the guys. Is that some of your initial takeaways so far?
Yeah, for sure. I've only had one over the phone conversation with Albie when he first got hired, but I left that conversation thinking like, all right, this is the kind of energy we need going into this year, especially after a rough, previous year. We need a revamp of energy. We need somebody to kind of keep it light, but also push, push the energy. I know I've said energy a lot in this.
Energy.
Yeah, but I walked away from the conversation really optimistic about it, really excited to get back. Like you mentioned, losing sucks, but being injured and only playing half the games, arguably even more, just frustrating. So I'm pretty motivated to get back. I'm pretty excited about all the moves and the additions we've made, not only player-wise, but staff-wise. So really, really itching to get back to Sarasota and get things rolling.
Hey, just a few weeks away, man. So, bundle up, get ready for this snowstorm. You guys definitely down south don't know how to handle the snow. Like that's a guaranteed.
No, we're not prepared, dude. We don't have. It's gonna shut us down for like a whole week.
Yeah, it'd be an inch of snow, and then everything shut down for a
Everyone
week.
lose their mind.
In North Carolina, that's how it happened.
100%.
Yeah.
I was going to say, so at Wilmington proper, they have 4 salt trucks, the whole city, 4.
Yeah.
So they get a snow like this. Yeah, it's gonna be wild.
I think we have. I don't. So I mean, I say I'm kind of live in Memphis for people that ask, but I'm actually south of the Tennessee border in Mississippi. I think we have one salt truck for the whole Memphis greater area, including down into Mississippi. Like
Not
it's going to
surprised.
be a mess.
Well, it sounds like with that beard, especially, you might be out there doing some work, you know?
Hey, man, I'll be shoveling snow. I'll be shoveling snow for sure.
Hey, dude, make sure you get a good pick for the gram then. Like, if you are going to be shoveling snow, just be like off-season work, you know, hashtag
just
lumberjack.
Just
hashtag
blue collar things. That's it.
Dude, that would be big. I'm serious. I'm looking forward to the photo, and then I'm gonna comment on that compromise.
Maybe feeling a little frisky, take the bat outside in the snow, take a pick, and be like, grind don't stop.
Yeah,
Hitting snowballs, man. Hitting snowballs, yeah.
Dude, the marketing team in here is just on point. So
Listen, we can get it done, man. I mean, we can get it done no matter what the weather brings. There's a way.
Look at that. Write that down. We'll get it done no matter what the weather brings. Write that down. Write that down. Hey, Orioles. Hey, I'm gonna go talk to Uncle David and just see, like, hey, let's write that motto down for the team. Hey, so you just mentioned real quickly about the buzz, because that's one thing in, not saying in past years, but like it was different, right? You were coming up for the rise when the team was getting hot, right? And this was the fun part of it. But then the next part was, all right, how does it add on? So then it's a new coaching staff that gets brought in. And then whammy, Polar Bear Pete is in the building. Helsley comes in, acquire or sign him, trade for Boz. And then, you know, there's people tweeting out that the Orioles might not be done. So, I mean, for you as a player, I mean, I know fans feel that way, but for you as a player, you just kind of alluded to it, but dude, like, it's exciting. There's a real belief, it seems like, of you guys are looking to take the next steps, not just as, you know, individually in that locker room, but the organization is really looking at putting the pieces behind to get you guys back on track in 26.
No doubt. No doubt. I think part of it that might get lost in the frenzy of signings and additions too is the fact that, like, this gives us an opportunity to kind of revamp a culture inside the clubhouse, right? We bring in some big name guys, some guys that are going to be sticking around for years to come. A lot of which are veterans, you know, and I think that's always good to have veterans in the clubhouse. I think the mix of, you know, the younger talent, I say young, like we're all getting old now, or I feel that way, but and veteran guys, like, we have a chance to kind of build something from scratch. You know, like, we're not going into the year with, you know, these crazy expectations of, like, all right, you know, we've had 2 postseasons. Like last year, let me just, for example, we make it to the postseason twice, and, you know, we come into the season with super high expectations, and then, as you know, things went bad quick, and it was hard to recover. We didn't. Well, now we have, like, a breath of fresh air, because, like, what do we have to lose? Like, we had a horrible season last year. Let's just go out and try and right the ship this year. And then you bring in, like, the names that you said, it only creates more excitement. So that's how I feel about it. Like I said, I'm itching to get back, man. I'm ready to play some baseball.
I'm excited for you. You know, while you're on the air, guess what, Jordan? The Orioles didn't make a move, but somebody just did right now. Apparently, what was it, Mackenzie Gore?
Yeah, Mackenzie Gore to the Texas Rangers.
Really?
Gore to the Rangers.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a good arm, man. That's a really good arm.
It just feels like to me Framber is going to be destined for Baltimore at this point. I mean, unless they just...
I don't know, Jim. I don't know.
I'm just saying. That's what it feels like.
We're getting close. We got a couple weeks left, so
there's only a couple arms left out there.
Yeah.
He's the big one.
He is a big one. But Gore, to your point, Wes, he's got electric stuff. I tell people, don't let the numbers always dictate what the guy could be. It's like the same thing I said about Shane Boz. Boz, I remember seeing him in 21 in Norfolk, or we were playing in Durham. I'm like, dude, this guy's got good shit. And, you know, last year was his first year removed from Tommy John. You know, you see it up close and personal. in an instant, certain guys can flip the switch and they can make the impact. I consider Gore as one of those guys. I think Gore is one of those guys. And I think like Shane Baz, I think Baz's upside, I don't think people really understand how good he can be.
I agree. I mean, this year was my first year getting to face him. I have a little bit of experience with him when we were back in high school playing in like area code games and showcases and whatnot, but always knew the talent was there, and I got to see it from the box and was like, wow, this is power stuff. So when I saw that trade go down, I was pumped. I'm pumped to kind of reconnect with that guy. I'm glad I don't have to face him now. So, yeah, he's going to make our team better for sure.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned a couple things, and you know me, I always like to go behind the lens of having people understand more so of how things go. When things go right, everyone's happy. You don't really address the problems if there is any because you're winning. It just happens. When you lose, more problems are created. Then you're fighting yourself. You're frustrated. You're stressed. Talked to the bro Hearn last week. Was it last week, Zach? We talked to Ryan?
Yeah.
And, it wears on you. Last year even said, like, it wore on the team. It wore on him. Of all the things last year, and you mentioned about getting back to or resetting a culture or getting back to the way that you want to play ball, is there anything specifically that maybe you took away more than anybody else or that stuck out more to you specifically? Like Ryan, it was, we're going through it and then you get tested. And but I still got to go up there and have competitive at-bats. I got to find a way to scratch and claw even with the negativity. Do you have a specific thing that pops up?
Yeah. Tough question for me specifically because I missed so much time. But I mean, if I had to take one thing away, it's like, how quickly can you respond after getting punched in the face, right? Like, there were stretches during the season last year where I feel like we would lose a stretch of games and we didn't have that bounce back that we had in the past years. And I don't think it was for one reason or another. I think it's just a lot of it was just like maybe some bad luck games, some injuries, some things don't go our way. And all of a sudden you're in a stretch of like, a 2-6, and you're like, man, is this thing going to turn around? Or, and you keep trying to tell yourself it's going to turn around, and it never does. And then like O'Hearn said, you just kind of, it wears on you because now you're looking in the rearview mirror and like, man, where did this thing get away from us versus being where your feet are, all the cliches, but like they're cliches for a reason, is because like there's meaning behind them. So I think that was it for me. And like what I'm going to try and take into this year is just like, man, we got to be able to do things that we don't necessarily love doing. And whether that's like, do the extra reps in practice when you don't feel good or get the extra lift, like small things, or like play a brand of baseball that we might not have played in the past. Who knows how the lineup's going to shake up. But we like coming off a year like last year, I feel like everybody in that clubhouse just wants to win. And to do that, like it might look a little bit differently than it has in the past. So that's kind of what I want to bring in, what I'm going to try to bring into the clubhouse. I don't consider myself, the vocal leader by any means, but if anybody's going to ask for my opinion, like that's what I want to voice.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, Westy, whether you like it or not, I think that people are going to look towards you to be that, not even from like in the clubhouse, but like people outside. And maybe it's because the beard, you look like you're seasoned and you're just this vet that's been there before. But in all seriousness, I feel like your style, and I'll be honest, I've seen you when you get a little bit mad, it can be scary, but in a good way, right? There's an intensity that you bring that people gravitate towards. And I know, that's something I'm excited to see for all of you guys. And it's a collective effort, right? Like you guys got to go out there, set the tone. This AL East, they don't care that you guys – I think that was the one thing we were saying about getting punched in the face. No one in the AL East gave gave two rats ass about how good you guys had been. They're thinking about the next year, and then the next year. They're moving forward, and the East is a gauntlet. I mean, it is the beauty of the AL is it's wide open. The tough part is you got to get through the AL East to get into the postseason, which there's no bad team in my opinion. Like the Rays find a way, and then you guys, the Sox, Yanks, Blue Jays, like all of them are projected to compete for the playoffs. So it's going to be tough. Brad, sorry, I missed what you were going to say.
No, so I was just going to say, Westy, you mentioned like kind of playing a little bit more of a different style of ball than maybe you have in the past. And I instantly thought, well, with Alvarez coming in, kind of feels like maybe that actually is going to happen, that there is going to be a little bit of a different style of ball based off of what we've kind of seen during his time in Cleveland and Voter and all that, and the way they carry themselves over there. Is that kind of the vibe you're getting as well?
Yeah, I could definitely see it. Like I said, I've only had one conversation, a handful of text messages between myself and Albie, but the way he was talking and kind of the way that they've done things over there at Cleveland, I've always admired the teams they put together. Jose Ramirez is the guy that stirs the pot over there, but then everybody else in that lineup just finds a role and executes it at a high level. It looks like a lot of selfless at bats, just team grinding, like ABs, and they just find ways to win. So I could see that becoming kind of our style of play. We do have the big boppers, like we've got Polar Bear Pete, we've Gunner, certainly, probably I could tell him to bunt the ball, Taylor Ward, another power guy, but like I could see a lot of us other guys who can do other things, maybe not do one thing in particularly really well, like trying to use that versatility to our advantage in certain areas in the game. And I know that's kind of broad, but like, I'm not gonna speak to too much specifics just because I don't know what's gonna happen, but I could see that being being a reality.
There's a mindset there.
Yeah.
And Albie also, I don't know, Westy, if you saw the owner of the Ravens press conference, it was buzzing around here. Bisciotti like had kind of like a mob boss mentality type of thing. And it was funny just because when I think about that, I'm like, Albie kind of has that. And I joked with him. I'm like, dude, I feel like Boston, the accent, like I wouldn't want to mess with you. And he's like, I got some friends I can call at 3 a.m. I'm like, I know we're kidding, but I'm like, there's something in the back of my mind that's like that possible.
Like maybe he's not joking. Yeah.
That's how I feel. I'm expecting that the first time he gets rung up, it's going to happen. He's going to get tossed. Can't wait for it. I mean, but yeah, it's going to be a fun year. I know there's a lot of moving parts, man, but I know what you're capable of. I've seen it. What do I need to do to help keep you healthy? Do I need to do some rituals? Do I need to sacrifice the cow bobblehead?
Sage the clubhouse?
What do you want me to do? How do we keep Lumberjack Westy on the field?
I don't know, man. I can't endorse any of the superstitious rituals and all that, but yeah, I don't know. I wish I had those answers. Like I said, there's nothing more that I want more than to play 162 or as close to 162 as I possibly can. I hate missing time. I hate feeling like I'm not part of the club because I'm just sitting on the sideline. So I'm doing everything and that I possibly can to stay healthy and be healthy going into the season, and hopefully that just carries on. Some bad luck the past couple years. Definitely a lot of head scratching and frustration through those times, but I'm just trusting that there's a light at the end of the tunnel there.
There's bad luck too, Westy. Like there's just things. What was it? You dive head first and the ball, you get drilled like right after that. Or how things were. It's just like, of course, how baseball's it's great and it's also very unforgiving and it's not fair at times. And I think last year was a perfect storm for you. But we talked about it. When you're on the field, man, like you do the damn thing. I still remember one of the first days, I think I told you that, we're doing a backfield in Sarasota, and you hit an absolute rocket. I think it was dead center in not even a sim game. It was just like live BP. I'm like, damn, this dude's got some juice. I still haven't heard him talk much, but like
I think I remember that swing actually. Yeah. Against I think we were facing like the Phillies like came to Ed Smith to play, and they just had a couple extra guys that needed to throw or something like that.
Yeah,
I think if I'm thinking correctly, that might have been the day.
That was it. And you hit an absolute piss missile. It was
Yeah.
like 10 feet off the ground. And then you walked back like it was nothing. Like, who the hell is this kid? And now he's full on lumberjack. Zach, do you have a quick comment?
Yeah, real quick, Westy. Obviously this year, I believe is the first year with the ABS system being implemented. One, have you guys maybe talked about it at all? And then two, what are your thoughts on how it's being implemented? Maybe if you're excited for it. I mean, it does seem like it would help, but what are your thoughts on the ABS system?
Yeah. To answer the first part of your question, I haven't really talked to anybody about it, honestly, until you brought it up. I completely forgot about it. But personally, like, I enjoyed the ABS system when I was in the minor leagues. I feel like a lot of hitters would probably echo that. Pitchers, not so much. I don't get that because I feel like the strike zone needs to be pretty cut and dry. Like, hey, like I can understand as a hitter, like even if the pitch clips the zone by a seam, like, all right, that's a strike. Like it caught part of the zone as a strike, whatever. I can tip my cap and walk back to that. But anyways, I like the ABS because it gives, the hitter a more definitive idea of what the strike zone is. I think the way it's going to be implemented here in the big leagues is challenge system, right? We're just going to challenge system, so a certain amount of challenges per game. There's some strategy behind that from what I've seen in the minors. Maybe you hang on to those challenges early in the game to try and steal something late. I know in the minors, pitchers weren't allowed to challenge their own pitches because they think everything's a strike.
Yes.
I'm sure that will carry over into the major league level. Maybe some veteran guys maybe challenge it, but yeah, I'm interested to see how it shakes out. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about the fact that, like, hey, if I disagree with the call and I really do think that it's a ball, like I have a chance to kind of flip the script there, and I don't have to just wear it on the chin anymore. Those are some of the most frustrating at bats is when you get deep into a count, you feel like you're battling, and then a call doesn't go your way, and you can't do anything about it. Like you made the right decision, but you're still getting banged for it. Like that sucks. So with this system, I think there's a chance there to not feel that way.
I was thinking specifically about this, Westy, when you're talking about for hitters, everyone just wants consistency, right? So if a ball's kind of off the plate or you think it's close and you look back at, let's just say the ump's Rich, you go, hey, Rich, like is that as low as we go? Is that as far out? And he's like, yep, that's it. And the next pitch is a little bit further. And you go, hey, Rich, what's up with that? And actually one game that comes to mind, you got rung up, Westy, on 2 balls off the plate. And I think Hyder got tossed. But I remember watching that and going, damn, that would have been a great time for a little ABS system because of all the guys, you got screwed over there. But that's the hope here. It's consistency. Hitters want consistency. Pitchers want consistency. And it can allow the play to kind of just unfold and not have it be – and it helps the umpires too. Like they don't have to be put in this position of they can't be perfect on every call. So, yeah, take away that pressure and see where it all goes. So, yeah, man. I still, hey, you look good. I'm jealous. I'm jealous of the beard. I can't pull it off. Zach, is that what you're trying to replicate?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get the Westy beard going. You inspired me. Good. I knew you were going to be rocking it, and I had to match.
Awesome.
Getting ready for every season. Well, Westy, you got the caravan event, or you have the one event tonight, but tomorrow specifically, that's tomorrow morning. And it's blessings in a backpack, and I think it's already sold out for the event. And that's a bunch of you guys. I think Albie, Pete, Basayo, Beavers, Gunner, Adley, Tyler, and Westy. And again, all of those proceeds from that go to the blessings in a backpack. Plus, the Orioles are matching it. So I know it's not working out the way that you wanted, Westy. But before I let you get out of here, I know you love the people in Baltimore. That's why. And I know it kind of is a bummer for you, but maybe we can find something in the future. But any final words before I let you go cut down an oak tree somewhere?
No, man. No, but you're right. You're right. I do love the people here. I love the city. I really like playing here. This is an event that I try and, mark on my calendar every year is the Caravan, because it's cool to get to interact with people when you're not, full unied up on the field where they might treat you a little bit differently. It's nice to interact face to face like a human being. And I really appreciate the Orioles for putting it on and the people for showing out. So hopefully we have a couple good events, get everybody home safe before the weather hits, and then everybody's excited for spring training in the season.
That's the goal, man. And hey, I know you're missing out on arcade games in the future, dude. We got a Papa Shop, we got a pool table, we got a ping pong table,
NBA Jam.
I mean,
Dude, I'll be over. I'll make sure I come by.
Hey, you can. You want to flip? You want to make some pancakes or waffles with Kyle? We can do that too.
John Means loves himself some pool, by the way.
Oh, it means he does love pool.
Yeah.
Tyler was terrible.
He was bad.
Oh my goodness, he was bad. But Westy, I appreciate you, and I look forward to your Instagram photo of ready in any weather.
Yeah,
I like it.
You're welcome. Yeah. All right.
Yep.
All right, Westy.
Hey guys, thank you,
man. All right, be safe and safe travels home. All right.
Thank you guys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Jordan.
Westberg, everybody. All-star Jordan Westberg. I think people forget.
Yeah.
He, I'll talk him up whether he likes it or not. But Westy was a guy, when you met him initially, there's a genuine part of who he is.
Yeah.
And then also, like Orion O'Hearn, how they play, the city gets behind, right? And for me, even though Jordan's just saying, like, not going to be a vocal leader, like whether he likes it or not, to me, like he's a guy I look to because his style of play.
It's like a lead by example.
He leads by example, but also his words to me carry more. I listen more when I hear him speak because that's just what he brings out. This is probably what makes him him. He's not looking for that.
Right.
He's looking to go do a damn job. He wants to win, but I think that's exactly what makes him so great with it. So I'm excited for him because when he's on the field, Zach, what does he do?
He just produces.
He just produces.
All he does is produce.
All he does is produce. And all he does is just produce a fantastic, fantastic beard, dude. It was
like all groomed up and everything.
Do we need to get a picture of Grizzly Adams? Grizzly Adams did have a beard.
I will say, when we were talking about the Caravan and just who's going to be there tomorrow with them, should have told him we need a pic of Wells next to Albernauz.
Oh, that's a tale. That's a tale of two people.
And it's funny because the short guy has way more power right now. It's like one of those situations where it's like you would think, but no, it's he's the scary one.
Yeah.
He's going to talk a lot, but he's the scary one.
I mean, what Wells is like? What, he's 6'8"?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
whole foot taller.
He's a big old son of a bitch.
Yeah,
he's a whole foot taller than him.
He is a look. That's the part of this whole thing with the squad. It really is a great group. It's a great group. There's a lot of excitement. Here's the thing. It's no secret here in Baltimore. We're talking about, the Ravens in the second half of the show and the head coach search. And, we can talk a little playoffs and whatnot. But deep down, the city of Baltimore loves the damn Orioles. Like, it is why people are so passionate is because of the history. Team came in 1954 to Baltimore. People love this team. Love it. And it's been hard that they haven't gone to a World Series in 42 years. But I do believe the momentum is in the right place for them to build. And I think now build the way they want to. 2023 and 24 were fantastic years. 25 was a reset for everyone, and now 26 and beyond is you set the precedent of what you want to do moving forward. So I'm really excited. I appreciate Westy. And you guys know highest compliments being a good kid. He's not just a good kid. He's a great kid. And I can't wait to see him in 2026. And to recap, if you guys are just tuning in, the Saturday scheduled Birdland Caravan events were canceled due to the impending storm. Look, everyone's got to stay safe. It sucks. But Friday, there's events. And for those that are going, it's amazing. But they're already sold out. The happy hour, the flight happy hour at Guinness, that's already sold out. You can't walk in to go. Same thing with the arcade happy hour, which Tyler and Adley are still going to that. The Guinness is going to have Basayo, Albernauz, and Beavers. And then, like I mentioned, the blessings in a backpack tomorrow morning. Albie, Pete Alonso, Sam Basayo, Dylan Beavers, Gunner, Adley, Tyler, and Westy. So
Wait,
it's a good group.
Masayo's at the Guinness? That's the bar thing, right?
Yeah, the Guinness Open Gate Brewery, flight night.
They gave this man has been legal to drink alcohol for less than 6 months. And
There
they're
you
like,
go.
you got to bartend, bro. He couldn't do this last year. He couldn't do that last year. So got his opportunity.
He does. He definitely does. Well, while we were on the air, and if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show, we are live right here on YouTube, X, and Facebook. Mackenzie Gore is traded, but not to the Baltimore Orioles. He's going to the Texas Rangers. And Jeff Passan, here's the tweet. Rangers get left-handed pitcher Mackenzie Gore. The Nationals get third baseman Gavin Fien.
I'm assuming it's
Fiend,
just like the song.
'cause-
Fiend.
Well, Fiend's
Fiend.
F-E-I-N, the
Fine.
song,
Yep,
so it could be
fine.
fine.
Yep.
Devin Fitzgerald, right-hand pitcher Alejandro Rosario, first baseman Abimelech Ortiz, and outfielder Yeremy Cabrera. A big return for the Nats. Fiend was the 12th pick last year, and evaluators love Fitzgerald.
Yeah, so just stick with me for a second. I'm going through where they rank in the Rangers, and they're none of them are top 100 prospects, so it's 5 non-top 100 prospects. But going through the Rangers right now, it was their number 2 prospect in Gavin Fine. Rosario is their 6th. Fitzgerald, don't know why never mind. 12th. Cabrera is 16th, and Ortiz is 18th. So 5 guys all in the Rangers top 20. So it was a haul. I mean, including, like we said, the 12th pick in the draft this past year. Even though he's not a top 100 guy at the moment, I think that the Nationals did very well.
Can you look up where they are in the minor leagues?
Currently, Fine is in single A. Rosario is in double A. Fitzgerald is in single A. Cabrera is in single A. Ortiz is in the majors.
So
projected to start there.
So right there, the majority of those guys, you're still looking at a couple years minimum away.
Yeah.
So that's the direction when we're looking at this. So the Orioles, if we want to go back to that, and you're saying about trade pieces, that's what they essentially did with the Rays, where you traded guys that, and the Orioles maybe gave up some guys as well that were a little bit closer to debuting, in double A. But same concept, like Slater DeBrun drafted last year. He's in the package to go to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay had a little bit of could help us in a year, but are looking to help us in 3 years, 4 years. The Nats clearly, with the new regime, they're looking at the future. And you wondered when Gore was going to be moved. And the Rangers then are saying we'll give up 5 of our prospects that are going to take some time. If that's what they truly wanted, then yeah, the Orioles, it wasn't going to be the right fit for that. But also Gore, and you heard Westy, Gore's got that upside. It's an electric arm. But I think the fact that the Orioles already made a trade like that, they weren't going to do it again. But the Rangers, dude, I like it for Texas a lot, Zach. I really do.
I do too, and I'm looking at their starting rotation. Fangraphs, God, I love how fast Fangraphs work because Mackenzie Gore's already slotted in it. Starting pitcher number 3. Got Jacob DeGrom. I mean, DeGrom's DeGrom. Nathan Eovaldi, if you're in Baltimore, we were pounding the table for him last offseason, but hey, he didn't want to leave Texas. He loves it there. Absolute stud. You get Mackenzie Gore. Then you also have Jack Leiter. That's another guy that, hey, young guy, former top pick. They have a few other, I know I'm blanking on the Rucker, as well as Jacob Latz. Currently here, who had a 2.8 ERA over 85 innings last year. So a very talented player. The Rangers, I mean, I feel like this is a team where, because they got rid of Simeon, although I think they did do really well getting Brandon Nimmo back, Wyatt Langford, can he continue to take that step? I mean, he looked a lot better year prior. You still have Corey Seager, Jock Peterson, and Evan Carter. You're looking to take that step. Josh Young, if you can just stay healthy. Like, that is all Josh Young needs to do. If he can stay healthy, he is a fantastic third baseman. They got Danny Jensen from free agency. They have Josh Smith at second base. This is a good team. the bullpen could be better. Like I'm gonna call it like it is. It could be better, although they've made a lot of. They got Carter Baumler, they got Tyler Alexander, Alexis Diaz, and Jacob Junis all in free agency this year.
Mm-hmm.
So they're making moves. I really think that the Rangers, this is a team underrated, could do something.
Yeah, for sure. Do we need a little switcheroo here? Red 7, Zach, switch on there. The camera's on me. But overall, when we're looking at all of this situations around the AL, the Rangers, to kind of close that conversation, the Rangers, to me, are a team that can get right back into this thing. They can. Not a great year for them last year, but look at how wide open the AL is. And specifically, if you don't play in the AL East, you feel even better about your chances because of the West. Yeah, you expect the Mariners to be good again. Sure. The A's will be better. Sure. The Astros, they've proven, but then their reign of the AL West supremacy fell last year. And then the Central's as a toss-up. So really, it's for the Rangers, if their pitching is on, if Gore pitches to what he's capable of with DeGrom and what they have with their staff, the Rangers can be very good. And I really like Skip Schumacher a lot as the manager. I think that's a great fit. But now it kind of leans, Zach, of there's a trade. Gore's gone. So in back-to-back days, actually less than 24 hours, we saw 2 seismic deals. So Mackenzie Gore, we heard he might, but then the crown jewel trade turned out to be last night, and that was the Mets acquiring Freddy Peralta. And if you guys didn't see the deal, Freddy Peralta goes from the Brew Crew and Tobias Myers, former teammate of Ryan Ripken, by the way. And Tobias Myers was traded for Tim Beckham Jr. back in 2017 because me and Tobias were teammates that year, and he got traded that day when I was in Aberdeen. So I remember that. Fun fact.
No one will ever have the impact ever. I don't care Shohei Ohtani. I don't care Aaron Judge. No player in the history of baseball has ever been as good as that first week of Tim Beckham in Baltimore. That was special.
They're still talking about
that.
It.
Was
Where's the Vince
we
McMahon
literally are
that
right now.
Special.
We are. It's like almost 10 years later, and we're literally talking about it right now. That I get chills when I think about that. I still do. I really do.
Yep. But Freddy Peralta, who, if he were a free agent right now, you would say he probably would get the most money.
Easily.
He would be the top guy. Now, it looks like for the Mets, they're going to look to extend him, and they should. But the price point probably is going to start at a minimum of 33 to 35. That's the starting point if you're going to do minimum. I think he's going to try to push for that 35 and get 5 years, maybe 6, maybe 7, more than Cease. Yeah. You can argue that because he's been great. And he had his best year in the last X amount of years, but it really his best overall year last year on the Brewers team that was the best in the National League. So Freddie goes there, but then it makes you think, all right, they just made this trade. So does that mean Framber Valdez to the Mets is no more? Now, people think that, Zach. People think the Framber Valdez move would signal that the Mets are out. And the Mets, good for them. They've repieced. They lost a lot of pieces, but now after losing Diaz and Alonso and trading Nimmo, they have now brought in Devin Williams, Bo Bichette, Freddy Peralta. This team got better. Cody Bellinger went back to the Yankees. They got better. The Blue Jays landed Cease. They have some pieces. They got better. Now, the Orioles did as well. Pete Alonso, Helsley, Taylor Ward in a trade, Shane Baz in a trade. They've gotten better. But are they still missing one piece? And I think it leads, Zach, there's a tweet out there from Bob Nightingale.
Yeah. I don't have it right now, but yeah. So Bob Nightingale tweeted out that it seems as if the Baltimore Orioles, your Baltimore Orioles, are kind of viewed as the next team to get this frontline pitcher. And let's use some connections. Let's connect the dots.
Let's connect the dots.
Let's connect the dots.
Let's do it. Connect the dots.
Orioles seen as big team, last team kind of remaining. Hey, they're the team. Let's go get the next guy. Framber Valdez, kind of seen as the last big name. Now, if we're talking, being able to trade. Yes, Zach Gallen's out there as well. But it seems like that's been the connection. Mm-hmm. And let's be honest, there's been a connection before we even stepped foot into the offseason, because all anyone could talk about is, hey, Framber, Michael Elias was in Houston when they got him. In fact, we know that this isn't the first time the Orioles, even though a different regime, have been interested in Framber Valdez. We actually had Jim Duquette on, who talked about back in 2015, 2016, when they almost traded Zach Britton to the Astros for a young prospect, Framber Valdez. So there's always been connections, but I think there's writing on the wall. And I'm not saying it's going to be Framber. I'm not saying it's going to be Gallen, but the Orioles do need to make a move. Mm-hmm. Is it Verlander? We all know I disagree with that as your one piece. If you get Framber, Gallen plus Verlander, oh, we're cooking with grease. Oh, we're cooking. But it does beg the question of, it looks like, I'd put the tweet out there, you stay in line long enough, eventually it's your turn. And it looks like it may be the Orioles' turn. They have been in on everyone. They have made contract offers. They have been from the beginning Mike Elias, one of the first things he said, he's like, hey, I'm going to give you guys a checklist and we're doing all these things. He's checked off every box. You can check off, I'm giving a half check on the starter because I think Boz can be that.
Yeah, no doubt.
But there is still that, hey, there's one last box that maybe we'd like to get a nice big old green check mark with. And it seems like Framber or Gallen fits that mold.
One of those two, it feels like, has to end up in Baltimore just from connecting the dots. And now if the Mets are out, that's the only other team in my mind that could throw a wrench in this, because there's always a sleeper team that no one's talking about right now. Like the Phillies.
The Rangers.
The Rangers, but they just made a move.
Well, no. But my whole point was because I saw
because of the trade,
like you didn't see any connections the Rangers are in on Mackenzie Gore, yes, and then they make that.
Yeah. So in this case, right there, no one knew that Gore and the Rangers were talking. It happens. Yeah. It's the team that you sometimes don't hear anything about. And even with Kyle Tucker, you heard that the Dodgers were interested, but then it said it's really Mets and Blue Jays, and then he goes to LA. In this case, I know Dave Dombrowski said, the Phillies are, they're set, they're comfortable. Doesn't mean they're not entertaining ideas. And there's other teams out there that are thinking the exact same thing. Toronto now missing out on some guys. Like the Blue Jays ain't done. They're at least not done exploring. But with that being said, Zach, I still think if you were trying to get into a bidding war with some of these teams, only if the Mets were still in it, then you're competing with the Mets and one other team. But you take the Mets out, well, then it seems like if you would want one of those guys, if you would want Valdez or Gallen, he's there for you to take.
Yeah.
He's there. Now, again, there's questions. I get it. But to me, when I look at the value now, Gallen and Framber Valdez, of those two pitchers, Gallen will probably take a short-term deal. I don't see how he doesn't at this point for what he want to try to prove, what teams want to possibly give. He doesn't want to take a discount, in my opinion. And why would he if he thinks he's going to bounce back? Take a good value deal, get back into it in a year or two if you have an opt-out or whatever it is. Framber wanted to cash in. So Framber, to me, the only way I'm seeing how it can be constructed is I still think a 3-year, $100 million deal is very appealing to him. And why wouldn't it? If you said, Framber, 3 years, $100 million, that's $33 million a year, 3 years, you get in, get out. And maybe with that deal, Framber would want an opt-out then. If it goes to 4 years or 5 years, my guess is Framber's camp would say we want opt-outs involved. Actually, if he goes to 5, it'd be a lower AAV. And then probably, actually, they would want the commitment from him. Who am I kidding? Shorter term deal would have the opt-out. I still think 3 years gets it done. 4 years is solidified, yes. But now I'm just wondering, what is that price point looking like?
I think, but here's the thing, is I think you also have to, as people who talk about this, not reporters, but as people who talk about this, it's wrong for us not to bring up when discussing Framber Valdez and talk about, hey, there are concerns about what happened last year in Houston. And I think the talent is there. If we're going off straight talent, I think he should have been the first one off the board. I think he should have been the guy everyone was bidding for. But we're to the point now where do you think, it's just going to be intriguing to see what he gets. I would not be surprised. I know you talked about it. Does a team come in and just wow him away, give him 2 years, $80 million with an opt-out after one? And they're like, hey, we'll give you $40 million next year. And then go like each. I
know that I think that I get your point, but I think that's too high. I think if it's 1 year, it's like 35 million. Just because the market to me, if they were to go higher on annual or average annual value, if Ranger Suarez or Ron Hare Suarez, if he got 26 million a year on a shorter term deal, I could see it bumping up 5, maybe 7. If I said 33 million, if it was 3 years, 100 mil, that's 33. But I can't see it, Zach, going past 35 for what Ranger is, because you're saying he's $9 million more. And 40 mil, no pitcher is getting 40 million, right? Dylan Cease got 30. I think 35 would be the cap. I think 35, if you want to entice him, that's the cap. But clearly, guys, just like what we've seen with players, Bellinger was looking for a bigger offer, settled for what the Yankees had with the opt-outs. I think Framber, it's teams aren't budging, and he's going to have to make a choice here. And Zach Gallen, I think it's not a matter of choice for Zach. He's going to have to take a shorter-term deal for his value. I don't think he's going to settle for anything else if he believes where he's going to be. So it's a fascinating conversation, and maybe we'll ask the crowd, would you be surprised if the Orioles didn't sign Framber and you found out it was a 3-year, $100 million deal that would get it done? Again, this is hypothetical. I don't like playing hypotheticals, but today, Brad, we're playing the hypothetical game. 3 years, $100 million. I would be shocked if he signs elsewhere that's not Baltimore for that deal. That's just me. Time will tell. But the hot stove is finally cooking. You know when you go into an apartment building and you smell other people's cooking?
Oh, yeah.
That plus crap. That's a movie quote. Zach, you want to take a guess?
Austin Powers.
Crap.
Actually?
Yeah, so Fat Bastard said it. When you go into an apartment building and you smell other people's cooking. And you go, what are they cooking?
Flowers.
Yeah, that plus crap. But we're going to find out. The stove is heating up. There's a buzz. And you know how it's going to work out, Brad? Guess what's going to happen here? It's going to be 10:52 tonight.
Yes.
And I am going to be finishing up whatever work we had. I'm going to be just kind of settle in, maybe have a nice little snack. If I'm feeling frisky, throwing a tequila.
Uh-oh.
And then whammy. Breaking news, Framber Valdez.
I was going to say, when was what time of year was the Corbin Burns signing?
Just around now.
That's what I thought.
At 3 a.m.
Yeah. Was it?
No, that was Corbin. Well, no. Corbin Burns.
The trade.
The trade happened
trade, yeah.
literally moments within 5 minutes of us getting off.
Yeah. Whoa. Hey, pause.
I will say, though,
Hey-o.
I think I've already convinced myself if Orioles make a big move, it's going to be within 20 minutes of the Ravens signing their head coach.
Yeah.
So then we are just going to be like everywhere. That's what's going to happen. Be a hell of a stream, but
it would be a hell of a stream. And you know what? Hey, guys, we are based in Baltimore in the Maryland region, but we talk all football and baseball. But don't worry, our backbone still is baseball and Baltimore. That's why we've had a lot of great guests with connections to Baltimore here. So if you are new to that channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show. We are live Monday through Friday right here on YouTube, X, and Facebook. But also, give us a follow on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcast, and follow along on the social media platforms at Ryan Ripken Show. It's a great combination of show clips and a little bit of Ryan Ripken doing some things. Selfie videos, helping out with cars. And maybe that's a good time, Zach, where we go from this stream to perhaps another stream.
It took a second.
Hey, now, there it is. Look at that handsome guy. And and Teddy Buchanan said that was a great photo of me. Now, Teddy is a hype man. I loved having him on yesterday. But we love our new partnership with AutoStream Car Care Center. They got 10 locations through Maryland. We all have car issues, everyone. It's not a matter of if, it's a when. Well, if you got a problem, go to AutoStream Car Care Center and you drop the name Ryan Ripken. They will give you $50 off any service. Any service. Just mention Ryan Ripken. People helping people, that's what we're about here. And you are in good hands. You don't believe me? Check all of the great reviews out there. Now, from the Auto Stream, let's head back to this stream, Zach. So, guys, that was good baseball talk today. It's good baseball talk today.
Well done.
All right. How Brad, how are we feeling?
Not good.
Oh no.
Might be a carousel, or what do you want to? I don't know what you want to call it.
We're having a fire drill again.
Yeah, I don't know when, but I feel like it's coming. Let's just say we can't trust farts right now.
Let's not. We're talking about
not,
fat bastard,
just,
and what's cooking.
I know. And then all you had to do was just say crap, and I was like, God damn it! I don't.
Wrong time to say that.
Yeah, not good timing.
Not good timing there.
I'm not well.
I wish I could help you. I don't know what I can do to help you.
I wish you could too.
Yeah. Oh, well.
I need to hydrate.
Hey, hydration station. That is important. No doubt about it. Been a great show so far, guys. And we've had a great turnout. And also, if you guys want to talk more baseball, after the show, I'll be live from 6 to 7 on 105.7 The Fan. You can call into The Fan. We can have conversations there. Or you can just tune in. So I'll be doing that hot stove from 6 to 7. Every weekday night when the Terps aren't playing a basketball game in the evening. So you want some more Ryan Ripken? Hey! Sorry, I don't know why I did that. But you can have more of me at 6 to 7 on 105.7 The Fan. Don't even say it, Zach. Don't say it. 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Not 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. 6 to 7. All right. Should we do a quick switch over to football?
Let's do it.
I said not to do that, Zach.
And he put it in the chat, and I had to.
No.
I didn't do it on screen. Just doing it to myself.
It's right in my visual.
I'm trying to get over it.
Okay. Well, guys, let's talk football. We've had some great guests the last couple days, weeks, actually, not days, weeks. We had Gary Kubiak yesterday. We had Mike Pedden the day before. We also had Teddy Buchanan as well. We just had Jordan Westberg. But on the football side, it was really great talking to Gary because he gave us insight into some candidates, including his son, Vance Joseph, Anthony Weaver, and also brought back some old memories. But the biggest thing so far, even with all of that help and talking to all those great people, it gives you the insights of the challenges of becoming a head coach, the challenges of running the ship. Well, in all this midst of it, it sounds like the Ravens could be making a decision on who is going to lead the team moving forward. It felt like they might have an answer of who's going to be tasked with all of those things I just mentioned. And it's not official.
No.
Everyone thought last night it was going to be a done deal. And the person I'm talking about is Chargers defensive coordinator Jesse Minter.
Mm-hmm.
Came into Baltimore for an in-person meeting. And everyone said, yep, the deal's happening. It was all over X. Like, it's going to happen. And then last night it said the meeting ended, no deal.
Mm-hmm.
But then today, and I think, was it Mary Kay on, in Cleveland, put out a tweet saying,
here's the Jordan Schultz version.
Okay. The Jordan Schultz version. But I know Mary Kay was on it, might have been on it first.
She was.
So Jordan Schultz tweet right here, though, is that Jesse Minter had a scheduled meeting with the Cleveland Browns for their head coaching job today. But he has canceled that. Yep. And it's believed he is in serious consideration for other head coaching jobs including Baltimore. But then I'm thinking about this out loud, Zach, and we were talking about this. What other job is available?
It's got to be the Raiders. If he's going to be between two, it's going to be the Raiders and the Ravens. No chance he takes the Cardinals.
What about Bills?
I don't think – I'm trying to think of teams that he has
Connections?
interviewed with. I don't know that he has been connected to Buffalo at all. I know like Kubiak has, obviously Dable, Brady. Those guys have been connected to him, but I have not seen Minter. And I don't know if they're maybe leaning towards a offensive guy. Maybe they get maybe the Bills were the team that messaged him today and were like, hey, you want to hop on for an interview? And he was like, yeah, see you, Cleveland. But yeah, I have a feeling this is it. Like it kind of the writing on the wall when we were talking, hell, I'll go back all the way to the middle of the season. It kind of felt like Jesse Minter was the guy. And then, obviously the Kubiak stuff started, the Shula stuff out in LA, everything. Now there were multiple guys. It's like, oh, could they get this? Brian Flores, Robert Saleh. Oh, does Mike McDaniel come here? All of that stuff. But it did feel like at the end of the day, Minter kind of had that inside track. And if I'm going to make a prediction now, it feels the thing that you're seeing a lot of right now in the rumor mill is a Minter-Kingsbury duo. Minter comes in as the head coach, Cliff Kingsbury as the offensive coordinator. That's kind of been the floated idea rumor right now. We'll see if anything comes to fruition. But it did feel like last night it was getting talked about like we were just on the brink of a breaking news tweet. Meeting ends, no deal. Oh, he's off to Cleveland. Now he cancels that. And now it's like, oh, is something happening again? So we'll see what happens. If I had to, I'm not going to lie. I just saw my phone buzz for the Orioles say Marco Luciano was claimed by the Yankees. Not the new head coach of the Ravens, but I thought that'd be really cool if that broke right then.
Right at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the situation, right? Is the Ravens, their track record is they're going to be diligent. They're going to be diligent, and maybe they do wait until after this weekend ends. Or maybe they feel that Jesse Minter is going to be the guy. But if you're Jesse Minter, just being honest here, and you're getting your first head coaching job, do you want to go to Cleveland for your first head coaching job?
Hell no.
I wouldn't.
And to be honest with you, I don't know if I'd want to go to Buffalo at this point either.
So Buffalo,
I mean, the only reason obviously is Josh Allen, but like as dysfunctional as that front office seems to be, there's not one part of me that wants that pressure and then have to deal with that front office.
Well, and it's curious because who's interviewing today was Brian Dable, and a guy that's already been in the building there. So
I mean, that would make sense only because like maybe he just knows how they operate and is willing to accept that for a chance with Josh Allen and they have a good relationship. But like, damn, man, like if I'm a outsider looking in, wants an opportunity as a head coach, I obviously it's super attractive because you have Josh Allen, but you don't really have anybody else. And then after what you saw yesterday, it would give me pause. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, and the other part, crazy thing is it was self-inflicted.
Yeah.
Like no one before that if that press conference doesn't happen at all, or that comment doesn't happen at all, no one's batting an eye. They could say, well, should it have been McDermott being fired? Is it Brandon Beane? Is it whatever? But overall, it would like they could still live with it and be like, all right, we're going to see what happens. But now everyone's going, wait, what did you just say? Wait a minute. There's video of Brandon Beane saying Coleman was the guy. They hope he falls.
Oh, by the way, he's still on the team and you're just mowing him over with about 14 buses. Oh, and then backing them all up and running over his dead corpse.
I would have loved if somehow we would have had a live feed of Keon Coleman.
Yeah, and reacting
like, in real time being like, what? Also, do want to point out, just saw a video resurface from 2023 of Jesse Minter while being the defensive coordinator at Michigan, walking across the field to wave goodbye to the Ohio State Buckeyes after they upset them. I'm all in. We want that kind of vibe. Walking across the field to wave goodbye to the other team after you just pulled a massive upset. That's my vibe. That's my guy.
We were talking yesterday, Brad, pretty extensively about like bringing more hate Now, we're not talking about like it's not hateful Wednesday, but it was just bringing more of that intensity back to the football field.
I'll use the word hate. I want more hate in football. I want teams and like the Baker Mayfield and Kevin Stefanski, the Cohn and Saleh, Ben Johnson and Matt LaFleur. Like I think, like I brought up yesterday, the best rivalries like Ravens Steelers was when you genuinely felt like both teams hated each other.
Yeah.
Now you can be friends off the field. I'm not saying like, oh, like go, do like hate each other forever. But the storylines, like this league, we'll say also some crazy things coming out about Jim Irsay. Have you seen that?
Oh, that I just saw something. The FBI is getting involved in
what?
that.
FBI is investigating his death.
Yeah.
What?
We'll get into that here in just a second.
Shit.
We want a little bit more hate though, like you tweet something out and you say something that you say someone would like maybe gush over and the player calls you out. And then like what if both those guys met and they did the Oklahoma drill, let alone not Nick Moore, but let's just say it's like Tremont Jones and a guy named like Kevin Ostreicher who's gushing over the opportunity. Maybe that's a good time to bring on Kevin Ostreicher, who shaven Kevin Ostreicher, dude, the beard. Kevin, you shaved.
I know. I didn't. I realized, Brad, I didn't respond to you when you gave your very lovely message on my looks this morning. So
Listen, it was just the truth, man. I'm doing you a solid. So
but I was planning on getting a haircut tomorrow and just shaving off the whole thing. But when Brad tells you, you got to do it. So
that's something.
It's the shock value of having it all and then just everything gone. That's what I thrive for.
Let me just say this: did you see Jordan Westberg on today?
I was listening, but I wasn't watching because I was.
You should go look at that because, when you have a guy like Westy on that, just has just an incredible beard on. I have, decent one going on. Yeah. Zach, obviously, pretty decent beard as well. And then I just want to show, so for context purposes,
you gotta show it on the screen.
I just this right here, I just don't.
It's like the scraggly stuff, It was getting long. I was with you. It was getting long.
You got a chin strap that also looks like maybe it was Brillo pad that you glued on your face. I don't know.
It was getting like volume, and I was like, all right, this is where it needs to. This is where it needs to go. Yeah,
not pretty.
That's a beard also that I could see. Back in, I don't know what the Lord of the Rings timeline would have been, but I could see Kevin in that frame. Maybe that's Hobbit-esque.
You could just go right up to Lancaster, honestly. See those guys in the Amish country. Fit right in.
I wouldn't even know that I'd be yeah. Yeah, that'd be it. We could
sorry. My bad.
Hello.
Yep, we're good.
What are you saying, Zach?
He looks like Mose, Dwight's brother from The Office.
Oh no, I will. Okay, next time I'm just gonna shave the mustache part and keep the.
That's not a stretch.
Keep the beard, and we can see because the hair actually does kind of look. Yeah, I can see this. Okay.
Yeah.
Good call.
Oh my goodness, man. Shirts and pants. Well, why don't we talk about what you just said, Zach, on the football side? Because there's so many ways that we can continue to try to look into this. The Minter, is it guaranteed? Actually, no, I didn't want to talk about that right now. What is going on with Jim Irsay in this death? And we can end with Minter in that.
Yeah. So according to the Washington Post, the FBI is investigating the death of former Colts owner Jim Irsay and the doctor that was reportedly supplying him with huge amounts of opioids and ketamine injections, per Washington Post. The same doctor was the one who signed Irsay's death certificate and ruled it as natural. So this league. But this is this I feel like this is one of those things where it looks like a big thing, but I'm not sure. I don't know how to react to this, to be honest.
It's
like on the surface, solely because they're like the FBI's investigating. Everyone's
exactly
like,
what it is.
But like at the same time,
every time it pops up. Now the thing that's going to suck is all the publicity that's going to go around it, and that's going to be an added stress around family. People now are going to be wondering, and now it's a personal thing that's going to be taken off of this. And you're right, Zach. Just looking at this, it's just fresh. I don't even know how to fully react because we did
it's like a shock value.
Well, the releases were right that Jim Irsay had been battling illness for extended period of time, so there's those factors. And I'm not, as you guys know, like I don't like to speak on things, especially like this where you just don't know. But that's not something I was expecting today to pop up. That's not what I was expecting to be reading on a day where the NFL people are on pins and needles about the next storyline, and there's been a lot of things popping up. That was not a storyline that people were looking to
and actually
figure out.
Just had a medical professional text me and say that no person should be getting ketamine unless they are in a hospital. It's not something that you get unless you are in the hospital.
It's going to be
so lots of questions.
I'm curious how the next few days are going to unfold or next weeks. I think we'll get a lot more information with that. But yeah, that's that was not on the bingo card on January 22nd. What do you got, Kev?
Well, when we're done with this, can we dive back into the Cleveland thing? Because there's more stuff that's come out about that.
About
Cleveland
Minter or Cleveland Brown?
Not Minter, just Cleveland.
Okay, well, why don't we pivot? Let's pivot. Let's pivot to Cleveland, where the reports are that Minter is not having the second interview. But what are other things you're hearing about Cleveland?
Yes. Well, what has been reported is, I think, like 30 minutes ago or something along those lines. There was a report that by Anthony Lima that the Browns reached out to Chris Shula and were told no thanks at this time. And so many people are denying Cleveland right now, but there are a couple of candidates that have gotten second interviews. One of them being Todd Monken.
Yeah.
And we heard reports this morning because everything is pointing out Todd's going to go with John to be the offensive coordinator in New York. But there have been rumblings of potentially Willie Taggart, Ravens running back coach, is an option for offensive coordinator. So, Zach, you do the Windhorst. What's going on in Cleveland?
What's going on?
Could this just be a two-man race? And is there a shift? And I'm not saying any of this is true. I'm just speculating. But with all the reports of, he's going to go with Harbaugh, and all these candidates are denying Cleveland, could there have been some movement on maybe Todd Monken being the new head man in Cleveland? Or would they just promote Jim Schwartz and call it a day? I mean, that seems to be their only two options right now.
If Todd were to get a head coach opportunity, I'd be happy for him. I'd be really happy for him. I would. Clearly though, this is the thing with Cleveland of Todd's at an age right now. He don't give a shit.
No.
Like he doesn't care about the drama. So if you're talking about a guy that can handle that drama, Todd actually feels like he could.
Well, and he has a relationship with Cleveland as well. I mean, he was former OC there when Baker Mayfield was actually on one before the demise of the.
I mean, in that case, if Todd goes there and then you retain Jim Schwartz to be your D coordinator, hypothetically, like if that was it, that seems to me as far as that's a solid start. Now, what's Cleveland's problem? We talk about this from an infrastructure standpoint. Yeah. There hasn't been stability in the organization that's been consistent for decades. It just hasn't been the case. But for these young head coaches or aspiring head coaches, that's a hard thing to commit to. So that's what we said. Like if I'm Jesse Minter, Chris Shula, anyone that's looking for the first start, you want to try to go to a place where you feel that first start could be maybe your total or your last start. That's obviously all the coaches, what they aspire to be. They want to be the next Sean McVay, or they want to be the John Harbaugh or Mike Tomlin that's there for years, but they at least want to go to a spot where they feel that they can get off to a great start. And Cleveland, there's just the track record ain't there. But then let's go back to this, Kevin. So Jesse Minter, he leaves the building, doesn't get the job yet in Baltimore. if it's the Raiders or the Ravens, to me, it's pretty evident which one would be more appealing. It's Baltimore. Organization, quarterback, team, the track record. But is this another case, Kev, where the Ravens have either made it clear that Jesse is one of the finalists, or is Jesse just saying if he doesn't get the Baltimore job, maybe he just goes back to LA for one more year? Because that's where I look at it. I feel like it's either Baltimore back to LA for Jesse, because the other ones, to me, I don't think would be the right fit for him. And he could wait one more year and run it again under Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, I think that that's definitely a possibility. I'm also not necessarily fully discounting the Raiders, because I feel like they could just throw a huge amount of money at him and just say, hey, we're going to have the number 1 overall pick, and there's Genty and Bowers. But the problem is there's just so much to fix in Vegas right now. Like, it's going to be a definite multi-year process. And I mean, the reality of the situation, guys, across the league and what, the head coaching landscape has become is you're not even safe in your first year anymore for some of these guys. Like, we literally just saw it in Vegas with Carroll. And I mean, that was a disaster from the start, in my opinion. But like, even some of these younger coaches who was like, okay, there's like a 3 or 5 year plan in place, and we're going to give this time.
Well, Kevin, look at where we're at right now in the landscape of just the championship weekend.
Yeah.
You know what? You got Mike Mack in the AFC and NFC championship. This is only his second year. You got Mike Vrabel, first year head coach with New England, going to AFC championship. Sean Payton's not that far removed from being a coach with Denver. I mean, this is what, and you even look at some of the others in Jacksonville and what have you. So like, if owners are seeing this and then they're like, oh, well, hey, my guy's been just kind of floundering and not going anywhere, it definitely gives them pause. And I'm not saying it's the right move. It's the right way to go about thinking about things, but you're seeing it happen, and it kind of just seems as if, hey, this is what the NFL is becoming.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing too about, we can use it in Minter's example where, why would he, because the Raiders are going to be a process. So he has a good job in Los Angeles right now. His reputation is soaring. A lot of people are really high on him in that defense, especially if he comes back. But then if he goes to Vegas and everything just goes south, is it like a 2-year thing? He gets fired. He has to kind of build his way back up a little bit. In that process, it's like Baltimore gives you so much stability and the opportunity to compete. And for some of these top guys, that to me, and I know that a lot of people were talking about Buffalo as the better option even before that press conference. And then the Bills owner said, hold on, let me cook. And that obviously went south. But even still, like Baltimore, there's less to fix. There is stuff to fix, but there is less to fix. And you have an opportunity for stability in that franchise. And again, like if you're looking for just stability in terms of like, okay, or you're going to be in a place, you can go be the head coach in Pittsburgh for 2 decades and not have to worry about your job. Like that's just, it is what it is there with what they do. But Baltimore, it's a legit shot to compete for a Super Bowl. I'd feel pretty good about my job security in Baltimore as well. And if you're going to a team like the Cardinals or the Raiders or just these teams with uncertainty, there's no guarantee you last more than 2 years there if things just continue to go south. And maybe it's not your fault, but the production isn't there. Maybe they make the wrong draft picks and it doesn't work. And all of a sudden they need a scapegoat and it's going to be you. And then you're back to square one, essentially.
Yeah, you need that stability. Not that no job is ever, fully safe, right? You got to earn that right. But the stability part of knowing when we come in, we're going to give you the resources and we're not going to jump to quick impulse decisions if things go wrong, but not like that they go drastically wrong where they snowball. Like with the Cardinals, snowballed out there. The Raiders snowballed this past year. Cleveland has been snowballing for a long period of time. Ravens don't do that, but it's a great spot. And then I think the other part, Gary Kubiak yesterday was saying, and well, actually, that'll be another clip we can put out, Zach, is Gary talking about with some of these young coaches learning from great men around them. So again, people hate this because we're going, oh, John Harbaugh, not a good coach, not a good leader. Then why does everybody that's worked with John, who's gone on to have success, look back and go, John taught me a lot? So where I'm going with this is he talked about Clint working with Mike McDonald and saying Clint is learning so much from Mike and on how to handle a team, what to do. His other son, Clay, is learning a ton from Kyle Shanahan on what to do. I would argue if Jesse Minter, worst case, he goes back to be with Jim Harbaugh, great coach. It's another year of learning more of what to do. And I think that has an extreme value. So time will tell, Kev. Time will tell, Zach, Brad. I think it's either Jesse is the guy, but if they're waiting this long and Jesse understands, they can talk to some of these other candidates like Clint Kubiak if they wanted to. After they can talk after win or loss after the championship game, correct?
Correct.
So if they are going to wait a few days, I think we're going to have that answer. But Jesse, if I'm him, I go to Baltimore. Hey, Jim, I'm coming back. We're going to run it back one more year, and we're going to see what's going to be available because I think that could be the best thing for his career moving forward. But people want head coaching jobs. I'm acting like it comes out all the time, but I think we all believe Jesse Minter, if he went back a year, he's going to be a head coach if he wants to be. It seems like it, right?
Yeah. The only way I see him, like we talked about, obviously him waiting, if he feels like he's the man for the job, I don't see him and this is just my opinion, obviously, if the Ravens told him, hey, that went great. We think that you are very much in consideration and you could very well be the guy. We're just waiting for championship weekend to be over with so we can get these final 1 or 2 interviews in. If the Raiders call you tomorrow and are like, hey, you want this job? I don't know if he immediately is like, yeah, I'll take it because that's the first offer I get. Or I think, and we talked about before, and similar thing in Pittsburgh, and I'll say it in Buffalo, even though things are a little bit weirder now. I think if they're transparent, like, hey, we're finishing up these interviews, but we want you, unless they're told, hey, you don't have a chance, I think that these guys, especially these younger coaches, they're going to want to be in a Buffalo, a Pittsburgh, or a Baltimore over, hey, the Raiders have had a lot of head coaches recently. Like, it's not like we're talking about stability. This is, Kevin, like you said, we're having one and dones in LA or Las Vegas, the LV. I just don't know if you're jumping at the opportunity where you're like, hey, I might get this job in Baltimore to coach Lamar Jackson, a Super Bowl contending team. But just because this is in front of me, like you said, if he misses out on the Ravens job and the Raiders, sign someone else before he understands, he goes back to LA, has another season, and then he is one of, if not the top target next year. I don't see him or any of these young guys rushing into a decision.
No. You know what? And that's the biggest thing. Don't feel rushed. Don't feel thrusted in. If you ain't ready, it's not about whether you want to just take the job. Do you feel like you're ready? And that was the thing that Mike Pettin, to wrap up this conversation and drive it home, Mike Pettin reemphasized the hardest thing about becoming the head coach is you are becoming the CEO essentially, and you handle everything. It's not just X's and O's anymore. You're also trying to handle every single part of your team, the other stresses that come a part of being the head coach. Everything comes across your desk. But at the end of the day, your job is to make sure that this team is functioning and winning. Are you ready to take that on in places where there is a lot of other factors that you got to consider? So time will tell. As always, news breaks, and, news will probably break as soon as we're done this show. But if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show. We do this live right here starting at 3 p.m. Monday through Friday on YouTube, X, and Facebook. And if you guys are listening on Apple or Spotify, we put that episode out later that day. Hit that follow button. Leave a review. Help us continue to grow as we continue to grow this Ryan Ripken Media show, this Ryan Ripken Media network. Not going to call it an empire because we are far from that, and I don't really love
called an empire, Kevin.
He's not going to do it.
Okay, I won't do it if I can have a mini conversation right now about John Harbaugh and saying goodbye to something. And something that I've wanted to do.
Okay.
And Q said no.
What
What is the Ravens conditioning test going to be like now?
Ooh.
And I want to do it before they put a new one in place to say goodbye officially.
Well, we can just ask Nick about the
Yeah.
condition.
Well, okay. Well,
Nick could do it for. Nick could be your referee for it.
let's set it up. Let's do it.
Quick whistle.
But that's one of the many things that like is gonna go, like the John Harbaugh doghouse is gone. The conditioning test is gone. Maybe they'll move practice. You know, it's one of those many things. Like obviously we're talking about the head coach and who it's going to be in the staff, but like there are a lot of operational things. I mean, we heard John Harbaugh is hoping to take a lot of his medical staff from Baltimore over to New York with him. Like it's going to be a shift, like not just in name, but in a lot of the way that maybe they operate and do things.
Could be good.
Mm.
I just think a full organizational reset is not the worst thing to happen right now.
Yeah.
Mm.
At least on the coaching staff side.
Yeah.
On the staff.
Don't.
Although it's not going to be full, I guess, because of the blocking of Morton
Yeah,
and
keep those special team coordinators.
those guys. Yeah.
You know, hey, the special teams keep that unit intact, which also makes me feel that they are going to re-sign Jordan Stout here.
They also, Kevin, correct me if I'm wrong. T. Martin also is believed to have been blocked for a similar or
For the lateral, I think that's right. Sounds correct.
I
Lateral
believe I saw
move,
that.
but if he gets a OC job, he can go. Like,
Yes.
right? That's how it goes.
Yeah, I know that he got OC interviews with the Lions and the Bucks before the Lions made their move. But yeah, it was a handful of other assistant coaches that they're blocking. And that's another thing too, right? Like if Minter comes in, he doesn't know everybody in the building, but he knows a lot of guys in that building already. You know,
for sure.
so that's going to be something that probably would be different. Like if someone else comes in who doesn't have as many connections to Baltimore that Minter has, Minter will probably keep more people around from the organization than Kubiak would, well, I guess Weaver's the same thing. Like there's connections everywhere with this Baltimore and Harbaugh thing in Baltimore. You'd have to go really outside of that network to find someone, but Weaver has connections, Minter has connections, Kubiak has second-hand connections with his dad, obviously. So, I mean, it all kind of lines up for somebody who has been in or around the organization in some capacity to be the next head coach, if those are the options they go with.
Yeah. Well, one name that keeps getting thrown around if Minter comes in, OC, Cliff Kingsbury is the name that keeps getting floated. And actually, we might have this person on in the future. So but from one of my sources I was asked how giving his input on Cliff Kingsbury. And I quote, and it's actually, he has a Ravens tie, but saying, there's not a single bad thing I can say about Cliff. Absolutely love the man as a coach, friend, and person. The Ravens would be getting, and I quote, a fucking perfect person for them to take the next step with Lamar and letting him be who he is. And then follows it up with, I'm serious about that too. Cliff is the fucking man, end quote. So he's with them in Arizona. And he really wanted to emphasize with the word fucking man.
Oh my God, it's Gavin Sheets.
Oh my gosh, it's Gavin Sheets. Yeah, it's not. Well, Gavin, I got to see Gavin before he goes. We'll go see him out on the West Coast. And the Padres come here. But, guys, I think that kind of covers like the main topics today. I don't know why.
Why are you decapitating this bobblehead?
No, it came off.
It's Calvin.
It's Calvin. It just you. Will the Orioles sign Framber Valdez?
Yeah.
Kind of like going, is that a yes?
He doesn't want to give it away, but he's trying to give it away.
Who knows? Time will tell on that one. You know, we need to get back on track for our Thursdays and our Throwback Thursdays and our Movie Book Club Thursday. Zach, there was something I wanted you to look at last week.
It was the pivot.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, it's like a 2-minute clip. It's
Okay,
just
there.
so-
Time out. I'll put my cap on. Where's my glasses? My glasses.
Did you
are-
throw them again?
I don't know. I might have thrown them. And scene.
You did.
Hey, eyes here. So it's not Movie Book Club, but Throwback Thursday. So I said pivot earlier. Brad, you already know this.
Yes.
Kevin, do you know what the show reference pivot?
No. I do
Oh
not.
my God. Are you
Okay.
kidding me?
So, Zach, homework, story time. What is the pivot reference here?
So in Friends, they are moving a couch up the stairs, and pretty much it's just an entire scene of just them struggle. I mean, like people going over the railing, getting hit by it honestly gave me a little PTSD of me and Brad trying to get that monitor up in the stairs. Like getting caught in there. I'm
In
like,
the elevator.
there. I was like,
I remember
"Gotta
that
get
story.
thing."
I remember that story.
Pivot.
I remember my nightmares.
Yeah, we've had you guys had that movie, and you and I've had the
Car ride.
the car ride.
U-Haul.
Pivot.
Yeah, car ride.
Car
Then you
ride.
and your mom had the that bar over there
Oh my god.
and the tables.
Oh my goodness. We've had a lot of experience. That's why we can never leave this place, because whenever we leave, none of this shit's going with us. 'Cause
It's just
can't
gonna-
get it in, can't get it out.
I already said if we move, me and Brad are not. We're exempt from moving that thing out here. That's you and Kevin.
Yes, that's correct.
I got the muscles. We
I
can
will
we can, we
say-
can work it out.
I will say before you guys got here, when it was Christian and I in the studio, there was a 16-foot shuffleboard in the studio,
16 foot?
16
What?
feet long. Yes.
Was it
That's-
already in here, or did you bring it in?
So, I moved in here during COVID, so like the whole building was basically empty. This whole floor was empty. Yeah, we were the first ones to move in this floor in 2020. And where the sun is right now, it was ghost town. They left that 16-foot shuffleboard over there, so Christian and I commandeered it, and the whole Man Meal crew moved it in here, and then we had shuffleboard and the ping pong table, a bunch of other stuff. And then eventually we were like, you know what? We don't like this shuffleboard anymore. So then we just put it in another random room where there was nobody there. And property managers, I guess, one day got a bunch of guys to chop it all up and get it out here. I don't know how they got it in here first place, but they had to disassemble that bad boy. And
That's
it was very, very heavy.
16 feet.
Yeah, that's the regulation, like
Standard
shuffleboard.
size is
Yeah.
16 feet. I didn't know that.
Yep.
Write that down, Kevin. You learned something today here.
It was a beautiful
Wow.
shuffleboard, but it just took up so much space.
Oh, well, you know what? We're going to find some more stuff to take up more space in here, because maybe we'll have the shuffleboard. Even though that sounds really cool.
It was cool. It just was like kind of obnoxious.
Yeah. Yeah, it's big. Well, you know what? What are you doing with Teddy?
Actually,
I have the sign off. Just cut the hand.
Oh, there you go.
It's a good old bear.
wow.
Maybe now, if we don't get a shuffleboard, maybe we'll get like a lumberjack station, courtesy for Jordan Westberg to come in and chop some wood.
Yeah, like that.
Is there a game that we could do for that? Arcade style.
Well, yeah, do the mallet, the hammer. You hit it and it goes up.
Oh.
I also like the one where it's the ball drop game where it's like there's a thing and it spins and you drop the ball and there are numbers and the
So
number
about
that
roulette?
no like the ball drops from really up high and it bounces around and goes into
Yeah.
one of the. I'm so good at that. I win the jackpot every time I play. I'm not even kidding. I'm so good at that game.
Okay, now I don't have no idea. I'll have to see the visual for the next show. But
Okay.
I'm learning something here.
That's the goal.
I'm also learning that I need to stop playing with that. It's going to fall right off. And Brad, just so you know,
Yeah.
you're still looking good today, even though you feel like
Poop.
shit. Yeah, poop.
Literally
Poop.
I appreciate you. The shirt also was just as inexpensive as a regular plain shirt. Was nothing over the top.
Love it.
Yeah. Marshalls.
Marshall's.
Yeah.
Mm.
You want to get fancy with it?
No, I personally, I'd rather if it becomes a thing, we might just have tarp off Tuesday. No shirts required.
Tarps off.
Tarps off. Who needs a shirt?
You get a slip and slide in the studio.
Okay,
Then
why would we do that, Kevin? This isn't like
they talk about tarps off. You take the shirt off. You run slip and slide. Doesn't have to be near the equipment, obviously.
I hear that. Yeah. Okay. Well,
Also,
we're
real
Or a
fast-
karaoke machine with a jukebox.
We'll write that down. Yep. What you got? Last thing.
We officially just went over 24,000 subscribers.
Let's go.
Oh!
Hell yeah.
24-hour stream. It's coming.
Are we doing a live stream? Are we doing
I will be doing a 24-hour stream. Not right now. Yeah, not right now, but
so
we will come up with it.
Officially over 24,000 on the channel.
Yeah.
On YouTube. Appreciate you guys. And that was part of the deal, was a 24-hour live stream. So we're going to have to figure out how that's going to go.
Hey, you think Alex Rodriguez actually remembers that, Bear?
I got to ask him. I mean, I'm wondering, does he even know that was the one that they picked out? I don't freaking know.
I don't know.
But I got it in Texas, in Arlington. It was in the
up there. During his Texas days, yeah.
Yeah, I was in Texas. But we are going to have that 24 hours. And 24,000 guys. It's been a great start to 2026. All the platforms are growing like crazy, and it's because of you guys.
It has been bananas. It's just been absolutely bananas. We have, in the first month of January, we have the same amount of views on the channel as we did all of last year. Just to give you guys context,
we are
insane.
Humming.
Insane.
We're humming. It's because of you guys. So tell a friend to join into the Ryan Ripken Show and everything that we have planned. And also with all the support and as we've grown, we're officially official. We are going to be at the Super Bowl for the week. We got the Ryan
Let's
Ripken
go.
Show designated
Let's
space.
Go.
So we're going to have more content out. Content out there. We're going to have a great time. And we're just getting started here, and it's humbling. We appreciate it. Our goal is that we're going to be doing this for a long damn time.
Yeah.
And this is going to be the place where, I think I said on a comment last night on X, someone said to think your show is becoming the go-to, but I didn't even know about it. I just stumbled upon it, and I responded with, glad you found us. Appreciate the kind words. And our goal is, each time you turn on the Ryan Ripken Show, you're going to think, who the hell is joining the show today? Yep. That's what we're hoping for. We've kind of already done that. Had Jordan Westberg today. We had Gary Kubiak and Teddy Buchanan yesterday. Gosh, we've had Mike Pedden. We've had
2 Super Bowl winning head coaches in within 2 weeks.
Just like that. And who knows? We might make that 3 next week. So without further ado, why don't we hit that button, Zach? Brad, Zach,
sorry,
Teddy.
Just call him Alex.
Yeah.
Right. Alex is fine.
Laura. As always here on the Ryan Ripken Show, we appreciate each and every one of you. Have a day, have a night, have a great stinking rest of your Thursday. I'll be live on The Fan from 6 to 7 if you're tuning in. But if not, come join us tomorrow. We'll be live right here for the Ryan Ripken Show at 3 p.m. on YouTube, X, and Facebook. That Bear's got some